Once upon a time, in a land far, far away from reality, the legacy media ruled with an iron fist wrapped in a velvet glove soaked in leftist Kool-Aid. They were the high priests of the narrative, the sculptors of public opinion, the gatekeepers of truth, or so they thought. But then came the Great Awakening, or perhaps the Great Unmasking. The public, armed with nothing but their smartphones and a collective WTF, began to notice that these media moguls were not the impartial guardians of democracy, but more like the paid clowns of a billionaire's birthday party. In this new dawn, it became clear that watching paint dry has more viewers than watching the likes of Rachel Maddow or Sean Hannity. Yes, even the most heated political debates on these networks can't compete with the viewership of a 12-year-old unboxing a fidget spinner. The legacy media, once the proud bearers of the First Amendment, have become revealed as lapdogs of the liberal elite, funded by those who think socialism is just capitalism, but with better PR. Their journalism has devolved into a game of spot the bias, where the only surprise is how unsubtle it's become. Meanwhile, independent journalism has risen like a hydra from the ashes of trust. No longer can a handful of conglomerates dictate what masses should think. Now, truth is crowdsourced, facts are fact-checked by the community, and narratives are as numerous as cat videos on the internet. The old guard cries foul, claiming disinformation this and misinformation that. But the public knows better. They've seen how these media giants twist facts to fit their agendas, and how they ignore the stories that don't align with their political bedfellows. And so we find ourselves in a comedic crossroads where the most trusted name in news might just be some guy in his basement with a podcast. Not because he's got better equipment, but because he's got less bullshit. This is the era where the mighty have fallen, not to some grand conspiracy, but to the simple, undeniable truth. People are tired of being told what to think by those who've sold their souls for clicks and cash from the left's coffers. So here's to new journalism, the truth tellers, the meme makers, and the 12-year-olds with Wi-Fi. May your views continue to soar while the legacy media credibility sinks faster with their ratings. Hello everybody, and welcome to the inaugural CF Dalton podcast. I've played with this a couple of times over the course of my life. I've never really gotten to the point where I would try to make this a regular thing, but I'm going to try to see if we can do this once a week, just to say hi and, have something out there that's a little bit more personal. For those of you who don't know me, my pen name's CF Dalton. My name's Christopher Fennell. I'm a disabled veteran and, a husband, and I have 2 stepchildren and 1 step-grandchild. I never liked the step. It always sounded like close with no cigar to me. But that's me. I've written several books. I'm not going to say that I'm a millionaire or anything, but I did make enough to get taxed on them. Thank you, IRS. Anyway, if you like me, you like what you hear, you like what you see, come hang out with me. I'm going to try to see if we can do this once a week. And maybe if anybody's interested in seeing this darn thing, we can do, some other stuff later on. Anyway, like my opening monologue put it, legacy media is dying, and it's kind of fun to see. On the other hand, it's a little sad because am I the only one who remembers watching, regular old news on the television? Over here it was Channel 2 or Channel 5. It was Fox or ABC. You had to pay extra to get CNN because, good old Ted Turner did have a fantastic business model turning out, the first go-around. But it's sad to see, over here in the Daily Mail, CNN journalists offer brutal assessment as to why their networks are failing. I don't know, maybe it's because they don't tell the truth. Could just be me. Let's see here. CNN's stubbornly leftist journalists think that they know why their viewers are abandoning ships in record numbers. They're not going hard enough against Donald Trump anymore. I'm sorry, the only reason that the legacy media held on for as long as they could was because of Donald. I'm sorry, people just love bashing the guy. Going on, let's see, they didn't meet the mark, insisted they remain a leader among networks and on its digital platform, and TV viewership is down across the board. You know, that's the thing that bothers me when it comes to legacy media anymore. It's like, you know what you're getting. Case in point, I used to love reading The New Yorker. Yeah, I'm a guy down here in Georgia, but, you know, it's always fun. You learn a new book, figure out there's a new play going on. And once Trump got elected, it was always Trump this, Trump that, Trump bad, 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 bad. And it annoys me. I'm pretty sure that's the reason people softened on the guy, because, well, you kept going after him like a witch hunt. You know, some people kind of feel for the underdog. I know I'm one of them. But anyway, I guess what I'm getting at is, I don't think any of these medias will be around in 10, 15 years. Primarily because, I mean, when I was a kid, you had one center-right-ish news program. You know, it's Fox News, obviously. And that was it. That's what you got. You got your Hannity, you got your O'Reilly, you got Glenn Beck for a little while. Yeah, that's all you got. But nowadays, I mean, what's there, like 100,000 different podcasts out there for people chatting on the internet about how they feel about things? And that's not just right-wing, that's left-wing too. Case in point, I can't remember the last time I watched CNN or MSNBC. I usually go to Cenk Uygur if I want to know what's going on as far as, you know, lefties are concerned. If I know what's going on concerning people more or less moderate, that's Tim Pool. If I want some a little bit more right, you know, we go to Crowder. If I want whatever Andrew Klavan is, I go to him. I don't go to news networks anymore. You know, let me know if that's something that you're experiencing as well. It's became less about the institution that has the podcast or has the news, and more about the personality. The personality of the person who's making everything and, you know, telling you how they feel about stuff. I'm sorry, Brian Stelter is not going to bring you the amount of views that a Tim Pool would. Rachel Maddow can't even touch people like Ollie London, who only goes on some stuff periodically. I mean, Hannity can't break numbers that Milo brings to a show. It's a dying media. And I think a lot of them figured out that their media was dying a little late. But there are some people who still push forward the we need our institutions, we need our we need our big conglomerates, because I guess they've always been there and that's their idea. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting to the point where I don't ever want to even reference ABC, NBC, Vox, Slate, Salon, because they don't matter anymore. None of them matter. The only thing that matters is the personalities that talk about these things. So I'm tempted to never source from legacy media anymore. First off, it's boring. Second off, it's predictable. Third off, I don't want to give them the viewership. I don't want to give them anything they can tell the big farm investors who are like, hey, look, we have some guys who are, you know, quoting us in what they're writing. So, see, we're still relevant. If you're in this space, you're a independent content creator, stop quoting legacy media. Just forget it exists. It doesn't matter. Go to Substack, listen to podcasts. Just don't reference these people ever again. They don't deserve it.